Check the Gatorade bath, Coach?
No, usually I typically keep a little better track than that, but between the elements and whatnot, and of course the Gatorade, that's water's one thing. Gatorade's bad manners because it's all sticky, but the wildest one though, there's not this one, but a couple years back there was an iceberg in one of them, and I'm not sure I've ever quite recovered, but yeah, so I try to keep an eye out for it, but then they covered it up well, and of course those defensive guys, they were kind of behind the charge on it, Destiny and them, and so yep, but it's worth it. I mean, if it's that easy, I'd have taken the Gatorade bath before the game, but Miami Hurricanes is one of the greatest traditions in the history of college football, and those guys make anything you do out there tough. I mean, they're long and athletic, and they do a lot of good stuff.
What does it mean to you guys to be the team that broke that bowl drought for WSU? You guys haven't won a bowl since 2003.
I don't know. I didn't keep track of that. I just figured we'd win this one and go from there. But I wasn't aware or didn't think about it very much.
How about the lift the defensive guys gave you, especially down the stretch there?
I thought it was huge. I thought that really as a team we kind of complemented each other's play a little bit. I thought offense started pretty quick. Defense started slow. I thought special teams was reasonably steady. Of course, this weather all makes it challenging. It's challenging for everybody. The challenging part isn't to make a play here and there. The challenging part's to be consistent as you're battling some of that. And then, I thought all sides picked up for everybody. I thought our defense at the end, and we have had a team that played well together. We've developed into a team that plays pretty well together. And, it'd be just a tough, gritty group of guys. So, and I think that all started in our locker room about a year ago. Oh, geez, you guys didn't fasten this down. And then I think that started about a year ago. As our locker room got better, then our work ethic got better. As our work ethic got better, then we did more, and we're able to present more adversity. And the more adversity, then you after a while you wake up and you're tougher than you used to be. And so I think that's an important step for us to take.
Did
At least three.
do anything different on defense in the second half?
No, not really. They made it snow more.
At least three really big defensive plays in the red zone. How much does that speak to Alex Grinch and the mentality he's been able to instill this year?
Oh, I think it's really good. And they have done some of that this year. The biggest thing, early on, we were just anxious on defense. Everybody's trying a little bit, just anxious. And once they settled in, did their job together, then it's all kind of easy where everybody's working together at the same time. The other thing is, Miami's big, fast, and explosive. I mean, the name Miami alone commands attention. So,
Like if that halfback pass, just from what you can see, if that wasn't a duck, if that's a good pass, does that work in your mind from what you can see? Based on what was out there.
Well, we had two guys on it. We have two, but see, the thing is you're hoping people bite up, and you're hoping some stuff happens, and it's kind of an all or nothing deal, So, but yeah, I think it's worth taking a shot. But we did have two guys on it, and then I think we had that covered. We didn't have the reverse covered very good.
Based on the situation, where they were, the weather, surprised they called it?
Well, that was part of the idea, was to surprise us, I'm sure, Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the thing is, if everybody bites forward and overplays the thing, then he can practically punt it to that kid. So I didn't think it was a bad call. I'm sure it wasn't executed quite the way they'd hoped, but it's no guts, no glory. Heck, if you want my opinion, I thought the the one play at a Wildcat that guy scored the touchdown on. I found that to be a bad call, and I found that pass to be a great call, you know, so, it all kind of depends.
You guys obviously have really high expectations for Hercules. Do you see this as sort of a launching point game for him going into the offseason?
I think he's already had a couple, you know, I mean, you know, he's on the all-freshman team, freshman All-American or All-Pac, that's, you know, all the stats, but he's kind of decorated, and then, so I think, you know, that started to take off, and, you know, he's just kind of, as he realizes, you know, what he can do and what he's able to do, I think he steadily improves.
Like, were you guys caught off guard in the first quarter when Miami went for it on fourth down instead of taking that field goal when you declined the penalty?
Yeah, I would have taken the penalty. If I knew they were going to go for it on fourth down, probably would have taken the penalty. Yeah, I thought they'd kick.
Mike, if you had an MVP vote, who would it go to?
Today, shoot, that's hard to say. You know, because we had some real good stuff going out there on defense, and some of those defensive guys, like Hercules in the trenches, I mean, certainly deserve some credit. I thought Jamal played a real tough game. Jamal, you know, of our three running backs, Jamal played by far the best. You know, and I thought Luke did a good job holding it together. I thought he had a better first half than he did a second half. And then, you know, but that's hard. And, you know, then Shalom picked that ball, so I mean, he's up there too. And then, you know, they tightened up on that stuff, so we weren't giving up the shots downfield that we were before. So all those guys.
The weather impact your offense in the second half?
Yeah, because it was both swirling, soaking wet, and so you know, enough snow that it obstructed vision, wind that it obstructed balls, and slippery enough that you know, you'd bring out one or two of those foot scraper things, and you needed 11 of them. You know, so yeah, it did a little bit, but you know, that's one of those you just hang in there. And the biggest thing, it affects consistency. You know, I mean, because in those conditions, which people play in tough conditions, and we have this year, you know, somebody's going to win the game, so it might as well be you. But it does impact consistency.
When you've had a kind of a breakthrough season like this, nice to have it finish on a note like this.
Well, no question. You know, it's especially when you consider it's a lot longer between games. You know, so you know the last one's always important to win because it's and then plus I think it helps catapult your off season a little bit.
Mike, would you share with us anything you said to the team when you got them together off the field after the celebration on the field? What was your message to them?
Well, you mean after the game altogether?
Yeah, after the game.
Really just thanked our seniors, pointed out that, you know, I felt like, you know, we're a tough team that hangs in there and finds ways to win, but we're also got to develop and learn the ability to put somebody away, which we had some chances to, and we have to develop that ability. And then I felt like, well, and then just proud of them for hanging in there, and then in particular our seniors. Our seniors are the ones, you know, that got here where we weren't a real mentally healthy team, and they're the ones that persevered and hung into things, you know, to you know, become a good, solid, tough locker room. And then the other thing is as I've mentioned before, I mean, you know, this isn't an average team we played. You know, University of Miami's a great team. Yeah, not only is their record good, but you know, you guys that follow the draft and all that, and granted, those guys screw that draft up all the time, but the thing is, it's going to be full of hurricanes. You know, it's not, you can't throw a dead cat without hitting a hurricane at a draft if somebody's drafting somebody, so.
Can you talk about what Destiny Villa has done this year on the defensive line?
Very stable, great leader. I think really started a pipeline of those island guys, you know, just by his example and his presence, his success, you know, because he was kind of one of Joe's early guys. And then, you know, just a real steady, solid, example type of guy for everybody to follow.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.